You are audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. And good afternoon to everyone. On behalf of my whole team of NIFT, I, Hani Sharma, Assistant Professor of NIFT Ludhiana and a participant in this FDP, extends a warm welcome to our today's speaker, Mr. Praveen Vadambe, and find an immense pleasure to introducing him. Mr. Vadambe has done MBA in Marketing and Finance from ICFAI Mumbai. He has done Bachelor in Textile Technology from SGGS College of Engineering, Nanded. He is a business development senior marketing specialist and have more than 20 years of industrial, national and international experience. He is also a member of Textile Institute, Manchester. We are really thankful to you for sparing the time out of your busy schedule and are privileged to have you with us, sir. Once again, I welcome you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for joining today's session. And over to you, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot for your kind background, brief introduction. Thanks a lot. Good morning to all of you. And first of all, I would like to thank you, NIFT, inviting me on this forum. Once again, I would like to thank whole management of NIFT inviting me here. So I think let's go into the presentation. So before going into the presentation, I will brief about Gracie introduction. I will not take much of time on this. So Gracie is a Swiss company. It has established in Swiss in 1929. So around 90 years already been completed in Swiss. It has established in India in 1960. So around 70 years already been completed in India. So Gracie is the textile consulting company where there are three, we can say, metrics, otherwise scope of work we deliver to the client. The first module we can say is a management operations, and second is corporate finance, and third is design engineering project, that is engineering and logistics. So these are the three verticals where Gracie do the services, provide the services, the textile industry end-to-end solutions. Uh, Here are some of the references I would like to share with you, as we work with the fiber manufacturers worldwide. We have worked with the Lenzing, even we have worked with the Kerman and other Indorama as well. So these are the some of the references we can see where Gracie has provided technical services in terms of market studies, surveys, project implementation, competition analysis, and this kind of services provided to the textile industry. These are the some of the textile manufacturers, machinery manufacturers, and OEMs for whom Gracie has worked. These are the textile companies we can say where we can see big company like billion-dollar company like Stein Kate, Vardhaman, even Welspun, Alok, Sefar. For all these companies, Gracie has provided the services. These are the some of the references in India and abroad where Gracie has
Excuse me,
provided
sir.
services. Yes, please.
Sorry for the interruption. Sir, slide are not moving.
Slides are not moving.
Yes, sir. It shows fabric innovation from my side. I don't know others.
Yes, sir, it is on the fabric innovation only.
So what you are saying and what you are presenting, sir, wo nahi ho pa raha. So please.
Okay, let me share it again. Now we can see the slide number 9 or no?
Yes.
Now it is moving.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I think I will not repeat the same introduction again. So we'll go ahead. These are the textile companies where GAZI has provided services. These are the technical textile projects companies where GAZI has provided services in India and abroad also. In all the 12 segments, we can say. These are the some of the brands where GAZI has worked. These are the corporate finance vertical where GAZI Zurich is specialized. These are the corporate finance, some of the references. These are the some of the references in financial institutions and venture capital. And these are the GAZI offices worldwide. Around 10 offices are there, and 120 employees are employed in the GAZI.
Sir, I think slide is again not moving.
Okay, I don't know what's the problem. In each case, the same problem, or only some of you are not
Sir,
seeing the
I am
slides?
now. I am now.
Sir, it's 8 slides.
Sir, it's not audible with everyone.
References technical textile we have seen at our end.
Mhm.
Sir, can you please switch on to slideshow mode? It can be very easy to see all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
things.
it was, yeah, because it was on the slide slow. Now it is okay or no?
Sir, it is okay. You can continue.
Thank you. If we see the presentation, today's presentation, it is a fabric innovations. So I bifurcated this presentation into 4 parts: key global trends and impact on these global trends on the fabric innovations. That is the first chapter. The second chapter is the overview of the emerging trends related to the product segments. Third chapter is emerging trends in fibers and yarns, how it will impact to the fabric innovations. And the fourth chapter, we can say the technical textile, intelligent textile, and smart textiles. Before going into the presentation, these are the 5 key
Pardon me, sir.
messages.
Sir, whether
Yes.
we are in 16 number of slides or 17 or 18.
Now we are on 18 number slide.
So again, sir, that is not moving. We are now in 16. We are seeing only the 16.
So contact addresses.
I don't know. I don't know. Just hold on. Let me. Now everyone can see the page number 81, 18.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
now the slides now the slides are running.
No, it is still 18, sir.
18 slide is visible.
So just changing.
Yes.
It has not changed,
Now,
sir.
No, it is still on the same page.
And now
Now
it
it
is
is changed.
Now
Global
19.
Textile Value Chain 2020.
okay. I think. Okay. Now everyone can see the slides or no?
Yes, sir. It's
Yes, sir.
visible.
It's
Slide
visible.
19 is visible now.
Okay, thank you. So there are five key messages we can say on the global on the global trends. The first message is the man-made fibers are driving the textile consumption. So as in next slide we can see the all trends. So these are the five key trends we can say. The man-made fibers are driving the textile consumption. The second mega trend is we can say the international buyers are keen to diversify the sourcing because we can see as a 270 $280 billion export from China, and because of this trade war between the US and China, the international buyers and even other country international buyers also keen to diversify their sourcing from other than China. The third big trend nowadays impacting the industry, we can say, that is the sustainability. The sustainability angle is even before also there, but nowadays the sustainability is getting even more importance nowadays, and because of this pandemic as well, we can say. There are new emergence of new business models in the worldwide industry. There we can have some trends we can see, and there are new technologies entering into the textile sector or the textile industry, which will also impact on the fabric innovations. Yeah, so this is the we are on page number 19. So I think everyone can see the 19 number, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the global textile value chain where we can see this is for 2020, where we can see the left hand side there is a fiber consumption worldwide. The second block we can say yarn and filament, then textile surfaces, the textile fabrics, garments and market. So this is a complicated slide. We will not go into the full slide of it, but if we can see as a broad numbers, bottom numbers you can see as 100 million tons of fabric consumption worldwide, and if we see the total market of world as a retail level, it is around 1.5 trillion is the dollar is the world market for the textiles. So out of this, if we see the next slide, there is a global fiber consumption trade in from 1965 to 2020 2030. So the rate trend line shows the cotton share in that fiber consumption. So if we see the 1965, the fiber consumption was cotton fiber consumption was 50% of the total fiber consumption, and if we see the trend in 2020, it is around it come down from 50% to 24%, and it is projected to go down to 19 to 20%. So there is a clear cut trend of the MMF, otherwise polyester, which is growing in the industry worldwide. So by 2030, the 20% will be the cotton consumption and 80% will be the MMF consumption worldwide. So that is the big trend which will impact to the fabric innovations or fabric manufacturing industry. Within the fibers, there are two type of fibers as we know. So there are man-made fibers are there, staple fibers as well as filaments, and there are second fiber is a natural fiber. If we see the red line is for the natural fibers and blue line is for the MMF, and we can see the growth trend of MMF fiber and filament, which is growing around 5.5% CAGR. However, if you can see the natural fibers, it is growing, it is steady, otherwise it is declining. So definitely the future is for the polyester, and the same with the fabric innovations, otherwise fabric development will also happen in the polyester, otherwise MMF side only. Within MMF there are two types, as already we have mentioned. There are within MMF there are filament fibers are there, filaments are there, and there is a MMF staple fibers are there. So if we see the red line is for red trend line is for the MMF staple fibers, which is growing around 3%. However, filament is growing 7%. So this will also we have to keep in mind the future will be for the synthetics filament, MMF filament. If we see the global textile trend for the technical textile, so around $220 billion market will be by 2022, and I think around 50 million tons of market will be for the technical textiles in terms of volume. And if we see the 2018 trend, so out of that 36 million tons, 37 million tons, around 60% was the MMF fibers. However, 17% was the natural fibers, and rest were nylon and specialty fibers. So there is a trend we can see this MMF is growing like anything. Even there is a 18% of jute fibers are also there in the technical textile segment. But there is a clear-cut indication this 60% MMF portion will go to the around 75% in coming years in the technical textile. The next slide is regarding to the activewear market trend, and if we see the activewear market worldwide, it has grown like anything. It is growing by around 5% worldwide, and it is in 2020 around $200 billion export market for the activewears and sportwear market. North America and Europe is representing around 75% of the market, where this whole of this segment is dominated mostly by the synthetics. Yeah. So all these slides were leading to the MMF. That was the first trend impacting the textile industry, and we can say the fabric manufacturing, or otherwise fabric innovation. The second trend we can see is the international buyers are keen to sourcing from the other destinations apart from China. So if we can see these colors which we have mentioned as a palette wise, where we have mentioned more than $30 billion export, which is the China and some of the other countries, where this green bubbles are showing the countries which are growing in the export of garments. So other than China, lot of countries are emerging in the textile and garment export, we can say, especially in the garment exports, which will also impact to the fabric innovations and manufacturing capabilities. Here we have the small analysis for 2019 and 2020, where this is the trend we have shown for the US textile apparel imports in 2020 and 2019, Jan to November, where we can see all we have mentioned the percentage change in the rate, where all these countries has lose the market share, otherwise they have a decline in the market compared to 2019. Only 3 countries has increased their share, like Cambodia, Indonesia, and Turkey. They have grown up in their share, textile and apparel export, we can say. Yeah, so this is the chart we have shown here to just to explain how the textile industry textile major countries export in apparels from 2015 to 2019. And if we can see the China's market share from 2015 to 2019, it has subsequently each year it has a decrease, and from 37% it has come down to 28%. However, only Bangladesh and Vietnam has gaining because of their inherent capabilities in these two countries, because apparel manufacturing is increasing in these two countries. So whatever the trends prevailing to the China's textile industry, all these trends are shifting towards Bangladesh and Vietnam, because these two countries has already gained a good share in apparel's exports. And definitely it will impact to the same on the fabric innovations and fabric manufacturing as well. Yeah, third mega trend, we can say, as a sustainability is the very big trend nowadays, and all the maximum brands and retail chains are asking for the sustainable fabrics and value chain importance. So if we see this is the figure for 2020, and these are the fiber manufacturing. As already we have seen, near about 100 million tons of fiber and filaments are manufacturing in 2019-2020. So out of that, around 50% is the polyester, 23% is the cotton, and 6% is man-made cellulosic fiber. Others are also there. Wool and other natural fibers are very small. But if we see the out of that 52%, less than 1% polyester is bio-based polyester, and less than 14% of the polyester is recycled. So there is a huge possibility that out of that 52%, most of that polyester will be recycled in coming days, and the rPET will be rPET polyester filament, otherwise staple fiber, will also take into the value chain very big way. If we talk about the cotton as a fiber and sustainability aspect of it, around 25% of the cotton is preferred cotton in 2020. So it is preferred cotton in terms of sustainable cottons, organic cottons, preferred cotton like CMIA. All these are the preferred cottons where the sustainability organic cottons are there. So around 25% of the cotton is the preferred cotton, and in coming years this will be a major trend. It will be increase more and more in coming years. So that will also impact in fabric innovations, we can say. If we see the man-made cellulosic fibers, in that area there is around 40 to 50% man-made cellulosic fiber is certified by PEFC, and it is recyclable. It is organic, we can say. From that it has been produced. In case of wool and other, also the trend is getting more to the sustainability, and definitely in coming days it will be increased more and more. So in short, if we see the bottom lines, the less than 1% of the total textiles are converted into it is recycled, and it is, as we already mentioned, the sustainability getting is the more important. In last 2-3 years, last 1 or 2 years, around 251% increase in the GRS certified companies and other products as well. Yeah. This is also to the sustainability aspect. We can say there is a big trend and big impact going to come on the fabric manufacturing, garment manufacturing. So there is a trend of the worn wear fabrics. So this Patagonia is collecting the worn wears from the post-consumer use. They convert into the fibers with the technology from the Taijin. So that fibers and filaments we use into the blend with the other virgin fibers, and we manufacture the fabrics. So that is also, it will impact to the industry in coming years. A lot of companies are dedicated, otherwise they have endorsed this idea, and H&M also one of them, who partnered with ICO company, where they use this solution provided for the clothing and footwear to reuse and recycling the fabrics. So they collect the garments, and they convert into the fibers and filaments, and they use into the fabrics. These are the some of the global initiatives, we can say, in sustainability. These are the Fashion for Good, even Textile Exchange. All these companies are promoting the sustainability. Even they are giving the certification. They are doing the hand holding for the certification, and that's that kind of initiative they are doing. If we see the right hand table, we can see the around 48 million tons of clothes every annually disposed into the sea, otherwise in landfill. So it is a big impact on the environment, and that's why a lot of brands are insisting for sustainability and reuse. And we have to reuse, otherwise we have to recycle, and we have to use that fibers and filaments into fabric, and we have to do the recycling. So that is the idea about sustainability. These are the sustainability, we can say. These are the certification bodies where we can get the certifications from this, like GOTS is there, then organic blends are there, then GRS is there, and even recycled claim standards are. So these are the 3-4 company organizations who give us the certification for if we wanted to go into the sustainable fabrics, yarns, fibers, that kind of product mix. Even there is a big we can tracing of the fibers and sustainable fabrics is also in a trend, because only by saying it is not fulfill the buyer's requirement. We have to have the genesis for that. We have to track whether all these products are sustainable and produced by the sustainable methods and all. So there are these tracking systems are there, a chain of custody are there. So these are the technologies big companies are using nowadays for the sustainable options and training of tracing of all these products. So we can trace from fiber stage to up to garment level, and we can say this is the 100% recyclable product, and then we can take a certification from all these bodies. The fourth trend, we can say, is a new business models which are coming into the industry, which are very important, and this will also impact on the innovations in the textiles and innovations in fabrics. So already we talk about the sustainability. So that is the first point. Even design to last is also one big aspect. Like what we say design to last. So even we have to, at the design stage only, we have to design the product which will be recycled, which will be reused, and we can convert into fibers or filaments, and we can reuse that. So from the initial stage only, we can have that design of the product. Even though there are many production technologies are changing, and new technologies are entering into the business. So one of that, we can say digital printing is also there. Are different types of initiatives are also there. E-commerce is also very big trend nowadays, as already we have faced the challenge of COVID pandemic. So there we can see the e-commerce importance, and business models are different, changing based on that. Even there are consumption trends are changing. Earlier the trend was the own fabric, and nowadays the fabric the trends are changing as per customer behavior, and it is shifting to the knit fabrics and wovens and non-wovens and so on. So these are the trends also we have to take into consideration when we have fabric innovations and all. There are few technologies which impact or which leading to the fabric innovations, we can say. So this is the evolution of spinning technology market since 1965 to 2020, where we can see the blue bars are for the ring, green is for the open end, and red bar is for the edge technology. So if we see the trend for 2015 to 2020, so the trend is going towards AirJet technology as well. So if we say right hand side, the CAGR of this technology improvement, otherwise development. So this AirJet is also increasing by the around 20%. So this type of yarn will also come into the market, and our fabric innovations will be based on that technology in coming years, we can say. Yeah, this is the very good innovation just recently launched by the Chinese company Texco. This is the digital machine manufacturing, and we can see with this technology we can manufacture, we can produce the fabric at a time. Both the side we can have a digital printed fabric. So here what we are trying to say, so if we do this technology, if this technology is developed, so there may not be requirement of the dyed yarn. So with the bleach fabric, we can dye we can have a digital printing on both the side, and there may be the yarn dyed technology. The way yarn dyed fabric will be totally vanishing to the market, and we can go for this kind of technology where we can have a both side digital printed fabric at a one shot. So this is also gaining popularity, we can say, where a lot of implications will be there in the future with this technology. Yeah, this is the digital printing technology, we can say, and this is a launch 3-4 years back by the MS Lario Italy company. This is a single pass digital printing machine where we can print the fabric at around 40 to 50 meter per minute. So the capacity, we can say, around 40,000 meter, around 50,000 meter production in a day we can have a digital printed fabric. Vis-a-vis the normal digital printing machine can produce around 3,000 to 4,000 meter fabric per day. So this is also very good development nowadays in the industry, and it will change the fabric innovations, we can say. This is also the same, we can say, this is also the same single pass machine developed and launched by the Pipe. This is SPG company. This is also Italian company. Yeah, this is a very interesting product, we can say. This is the terry towel product, where we all know the terry towel is manufactured on the weaving machines. So there is a new technology in the market where we can have the terry towel manufacturing with the warp knitting technology. And with this warp knitting technology, there are many advantages or pros and cons of this technology, we can say. So there are pros are more, we can say, like higher productivity. If we compare the AirJet machine, which will produce around 500 kg per day terry towel, however, this technology will produce around 2,000, around 1.8 tons of terry towel per day. So there is a vast production differences also. There is a low energy consumption is there. This technology doesn't require the sizing of the warp, because here there is a warp is a polyester warp is there, and pile and the weft is, we can have cotton based yarns we can use. So this type of technologies definitely it will impact on the fabric manufacturing and innovations in coming days, we can say, in major way. Yeah, so again, we can see the sustainable technology will also impact on the fabric innovations. JDSC is the organization where they promote for the zero discharge hazardous chemical. So we have to use this kind of chemicals in our process operations and minimize our chemical hazardous effluents, otherwise discharge. So that is also we have to take into account. Even this is the DIPU technology is there, where there is a possibility of this is the waterless, otherwise water-free technology, with which we can save a lot of energy costs, water, dyes, chemicals. So it will have a big impact on the manufacturing cost as well as the fabric innovations, we can say. And already this technology in the market, already around 10 plants are already implemented in uh, Middle East countries. So this is we can say a big change in the technology side in coming days, and this will also impact on the fabric innovations in future. Yeah. So this was the related to the we can say the technology and the major trends in the globally trends in the textile industry, which impacting the fabric innovations. And now the second chapter, we can say the second section of this presentation is the emerging trends in the product segments. So we will see the which are the key product segments in the market, and what are the innovations possible within that product segments. We have around 10 products. We will see one by one these products, we can say. See, the first is this is the normal product. We can all know bottomlets and shorts is the normal commodity product. Where there are so many innovations are possible, we can say. So there is a, if we see the third number section, where we can have the trends, which type of fibers are in trends, like linen and linen blends are making inroads. Already they are there, but it is gaining popularity. Even the blends with the elastin also making the inroads and popularity. So in the bottom weights, there is a trend already. We know the stretchable fabrics are there, and it will gaining importance in future as well. So with this we can have a fabric innovation in bottom weights and shorts, we can say. There is a second product segment, we can say, as a bed linen and bed sheeting, where we can see there are a lot of innovations can be possible. There is a bamboo, viscose, stencils, even the 100% silk in niche bed linen and bed sheeting are used, and these are the trends, we can say. These are the fiber innovations are going into the bed sheeting industry. However, if we see the trends in the near future or ongoing trends in the market, a lot of finishes are using for the innovations in the bed linen fabrics or bed linen segment. And then we have the there is a trend for the knitted bed linen also. So this trend is taking major share in Pakistan. So they are installing these bigger diameter knitting machines, like around 40 dia machine, 42 dia machines, where they can produce this knitted knit based bed sheeting and bed linens product. There is one more trend we can see in the market, like higher thread count bed sheets are very popular in Western market, and and companies are concentrating on that, where we can have a digital printing on that, even we can have other prints on that, and this is a good market in future coming years, we can say. Yeah, this is the very new launch, we can say. This is launched by the D Decor Fabrics, one of the biggest manufacturers in the home textile, we can say, and they have come up with the ViroGuard technology. This is developed by the Heck technology, where we can have this. We know all are impacted by this COVID-19 virus, and this type of technology ensures if we use this kind of finishes, we will be away from, otherwise we can protect ourselves from the this kind of viruses. So these are the functional finishes we can put on the bed sheets and bed linens as well. This is also the home textile, but excluding bedding, we can say this is the sofa fabric, upholstery, and furnishing and curtains. Where there is a trend, everybody knows that is the 100% polyester based product. But functional treatment like flame retardant, anti-odor, UV treatment, all these are getting the importance because of the so many functionalities and so many requirements of the buyers. Yeah, here also DDecor has launched the same technology, and they have come up with the upholstery and curtain fabric with the same finishes like ViroGuard, which is developed by the Heck technology. Yeah, this is the product we can say Terry towel, and here in Terry towel product is mostly most of the time is 100% cotton. Even the products are gaining importance with the cotton polyester blends. Even cotton CV blends are also getting importance because the cost factor. Even microfibers are growing share. There is a bamboo fibers are also important for the terry towel. Even these PVA blends, which are zero twist after washing and all, the twist get untwist, and it will have a fluffy effect on the terry towels and so on. As already we mentioned, this knit technology has make a big impact, we can say, but this is into the lower segment of the terry towel. But definitely with the limitations, overcoming the limitations on the knit technology, it will also impact the terry towel manufacturing, we can say, from woven terry towel to the knit terry towel, we can say. Yeah, the next product category we can say as a denim, where we can see the stretchable denim. Almost we can say 100% denim is now a stretchable denim, and most of the finishes and most of the fashion degree is applied at the stage of the finishing or laundry. At that stage, the fabric innovation of the garment innovation can be done. We can say there is a innovation going on in the knitting, where we can produce the knitted denim fabrics for the leggings and jeggings. That kind of product is getting popular in the market. So that is the byproduct, otherwise the subsegment of the denim. It is converting from the woven denim to the knit denim, we can say. The next product category we can say as a shirting, where we can say all fine counts are there. Everybody knows that, but other products like other fibers gaining importance in that segment is like 100% lina and bamboo, even banana fiber, pineapple fiber. All these making very big impact on the shirting as well. In India also, these trends are very much similar. Like in India, already 100% linen is already popular, but other fibers are also making inroads like bamboo, tencel, lyocell, even banana fibers. All these are very important. Are already they have inroads in the China and other countries. And as the China's focus has shifted from the commodity product to the value-added product, so all these trends will definitely will come to the other countries, and it will impact to the fabric innovations and developments, we can say. Here we can say the functional finishes also very important, like antibacterial, anti-stain, iron-free. So these functional finishes also important for the shirting fabric innovations in future, and already it is there, but it is more and more it will gain importance in coming years, we can say. Yeah, the next product category we can say as a sweaters and pullovers, where synthetics are dominating the market. But there also we can say one technology is dominating, that is the seamless garment from Santoni, which is a very good supplier of this technology, and they can give you the good help or the hand holding for the manufacturing of this seamless garment, which are in trends. Sports wears, we can say this category also dominated by the synthetics. Even there are 100% cotton, CV, and others are also there, but blends are making inroads into that. And as already we see that more and more functional finishes are making importance in this sector or segment. Popularity is getting increasing popularity in this segment, like the lightweight fibers and filaments, breathable fabrics. These kind of requirements, buyer requirements and brand requirements are in trends, we can say, and it will be increased in future as well. There are few big brands into this, or we can say Lululemon is the brand, H&M, Uniqlo is also very big brand, Under Armour is very big brand, Nike, Puma. All these are the brands who are procuring fabrics from India, and North India, I can say, the big hub for this kind of products and innovations. And further, it will be improving future as well. There, if we see the producers of this fabric, there are this technology, otherwise these manufacturing capabilities with most of the Korean, Taiwan, and the Chinese companies. But as the trend is shifting, otherwise fabric sourcing from China to other countries. So it will impact. Otherwise, it will come to other countries as well as a requirement and demand of this kind of fabrics in India. T-shirts and polo shirts, we can say these are also gaining importance in terms of organic cotton fibers, and functional finishes are getting requirements of buyers, we can say, like anti-stain, antimicrobial, UV resistance. All these kind of finishes are also demand of uh, this is after making the garment, or after making the t-shirt, we can have a print on the garment. So that is also one innovation, otherwise development, we can say, which will impact and which will gain importance in coming time. Seam wears, these are also linked to the 100% polyesters and all these kind of products. Here also the functional finishes are more important. Here the fibers like bamboo, viscose, organic cotton, these are important fibers, we can say, to innovate this seam wears and lingerie type of products. Socks, yes, this is also big demand for the demanding market with functional properties as well as the antimicrobial properties from the bamboo fibers. So bamboo is a new development in the socks, where we can, with bamboo fibers and yarns, we can develop good antimicrobial socks. Next section we can say the which type of, so we till now we have seen the which are the key global trends and which are the fibers and which are trends in the product segments, and now we will see the specific trends in fibers and yarns which will impact in the which will impact to the fabric innovations. So we will go into this section. So there are few already we have seen, but still we will recapture it again. Like uh, as already we have seen, the polyester is a predominance in the industry, and because of its importance, we can say because of it is similar like cotton. We can put the properties into the polyester, and the price competitive. These are the factors. Because of this, there is a big impact in the coming years for the consumption of the polyester, and it will impact fabric innovations. As already we have seen the filament also, the area industry is growing. So definitely it will also, we have to keep in mind for the development of the fabrics in the filament area. Yeah. Third, we can say a trend is the blends on the rise. Like we can say, there is a trend in China. Like at one shot, we can use the 3 to 4 type of blends in one fabric. So that kind of market demand is there. That kind of product developments are there, and that kind of customer demands are coming from the market. And in coming years we can say, because as there are many limitations on the cotton production, and as cotton production is stagnant or it is going down, definitely the blends will rise, and fabric innovations will be in that category, in that segment, we can say. Innovations in new fibers, like there are many new innovations going on the fibers, like high performance fibers are there, high functional fibers are there, even the customer centric fibers are also there, like fashion fibers are also there. So these and these all these performance categories are having some typical characteristic, and features are also there. So with these characteristics and features, there are so many possibilities to develop the fabrics in one segment as well as the knit segments, we can say. Functional yarns we have already seen. Yeah. So the next we can say is the sustainable cottons, where world is going. We can say already we have seen 20 right now. The out of total consumption of the cotton, 25% is the cotton is the this sustainable cotton, otherwise prepared cotton, where this BCI, Better Cotton Initiative, cotton made in Africa, organic cotton, fair trade cotton, all these cottons are gaining importance to for the blending 100% these type of yarns, and then we can use this yarn in the fabrics and innovations, we can say. And lot of these brands are committed to take this kind of products, and we can say these H&M and Mark and Spencers are there, who are already committed to buy this type of products, which are sustainable, made up out of sustainable cottons. These are some of the figures, we can say. We'll not go into that. Till now, we have seen the organic cotton, but there are organic silk manufacturers also there in the worldwide. These are some of the silk, organic silk. Hello. Hello.
जी सर जी, आप यू आर ऑडिबल सर, प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
Okay, in between there was a lot of noise, so I stopped. I'm audible. Should I go ahead?
यस सर, प्लीज कंटिन्यू सर.
Thank you, thank you. So till now we have seen the organic silk manufacturers. So till now we have seen the cotton, organic cotton, where there are organic silk manufacturer also there worldwide, and these are the some of the companies from where we can get the organic silks which are got certified. We can use this silk in the fabric innovations, we can say. Even there is a Indian company also there, like Kapun Jharkhand is the Indian company where we can have this organic Ahimsa silk, which is got certified. So with this also there are a possibility of the innovations in fabrics. Yeah, this is the big trend. Already we have discussed a lot on this, like reuse, redesign, waste. Like there are two type of waste, we can say. There is a intermediate waste also. Textile waste is also there. Post-consumer waste also there. So lot of companies are taking this kind of waste, like intermediate waste also from the textiles, from garment manufacturers, and even the post consumer waste also they are taking and they are converting into the uh, yarns and the fibers, we can say. Even the filament also can be manufactured from this kind of products, and which can be used into the value chain again. So these are the some of the companies, we can say. This is world renowned companies like Lenzing, Sateri, Itochu, and Eastman. All these are companies are committed to this kind of products. They are recollecting the fabrics and post-consumable waste, even the textile waste, and they are using into the they are converting into the fibers and filaments. Yeah, these are the some of the big company, like these are into the recycled viscose fiber. Mainly the recycled viscose fibers are making from the cotton lints, we can say. So out of this cotton textile lint, we can use that, we can recycle that, and we can use into the viscose manufacturing, regenerated fibers, we can say. Yeah, so these are also the same, already I mentioned, like these are the companies who manufacture the recycled viscose fibers from the lints and so on, which can be used. Lenzing is producing the lyocell, which they are taking the cotton scraps from the garment producing companies, and they are converting into the they are using with along with the wood pulp, and then they are doing the fibers. Even Lenzing is having Ecovera fiber, where they are using this uh, renewable wood sources for the eco-responsible production process to meet the high environmental standards. Then we can see the Sateri has come up with new next generation fiber, where they are using this recycled component in the viscose, and these Chinese companies are producing the yarn out of that fibers. These are the some of the blended yarns, which can be blended with the cotton. We can blend it with the linen. We can have the different type of blending at the stage of the. We can have the blending at the stage of the blow room. We can also, even we can have the blending at different stages of the spinning, and we can have the different kind of products, we can say. So like we can say this I will just give an example of biodegradable PET, where normal polyester degrades around, takes the 450 years to degrade. This biodegradable PET will take only 1 year to degrade. So this kind of product also in the market, and we can have the product development and innovations in the fabric, we can say. This biopolymer PLA is also very good product. We can say with the corn leaf fiber, we can extract the continuous filament yarn, which can be used into the home furnishings, home textiles. We can say covering carpets and curtains. So this is the very good development in the market. We can say. There is a biopet filament also available where we can use the agriculture waste, and 30% the bio energy we can use. We can use petrochemical, 70% PPA we can use, and we can make a bio PET chips, and we can use. So these are the sustainable fibers, and which can be used in the manufacturing of the spinning, and then we can use for the fabric development, fabric innovation. So we can say that. There is a separate chapter on the technical textile, intelligent textile, and smart textile. We can say these are the 12 technical textiles. Technical textile segment. We know all that. So we will go quickly into all these segment very quickly. Like agrotech, in agrotech we have this kind of product like we have the films, greenhouse films and geomembranes. We have the shade nets and all. So this kind of products we can manufacture, and this is mostly polyester based yarns filaments with which we can do this agrotech product, we can say. These are some of the right hand side. We have mentioned some of the Indian players who producing this kind of products in India. The second segment, we have a build tech segment where we have this kind of fabrics. These roofing felts are there. Then we have architectural membranes. We can see at the airports and other buildings. Even awnings and canopies are there. Even scaffolding nets are there. Even we can have a tarpaulins and so on. This kind of products can be developed with the and we can innovate with uh, different kind of yarns and fibers. There is a third segment, we can say, as a geotech, where we can have a geocomposite, geotextile, geonets, geomembrane, and these are also, most of them are polyester based products, and some of the key players we have mentioned like Kusumgar, TechFab, and Garware Waldrops. All these are the manufacturer of these geotech fabrics. Home tech, we can say these are the window blinds, carpet backing cloths, furniture fabric, where we can have a different type of finish on the fabrics. With all these fabric are, most of them are the polyester based, even cotton based fabric are also there. So these also can be developed, we can say, with the different type of cotton yarn as well as with the synthetic yarns. These are some of the products like Indutech is the segment where we can have a bolting cloths, ropes. There are printed circuit boards. They are also with the fabrics, different type of fabrics. We can have a filtration product and so on with in Indutech segment, and which can be developed with different kind of polyesters and other kind of synthetic filaments. Medtech is one category where we can have this dressing, bandages. Even there are different knitted products are also there with the knit technology. Even with the narrow weaving machines, we can develop these products, orthopedic products, and stockings on the knit technology. In the bleach cotton technology, we can develop these products, which is at fiber level, we can say, and thereafter made up we can convert into the different types of products. Yeah, Protec is a very much important segment, we can say, in the technical textile, where lot of technical finishes and fibers are involved. and this can be done with the specialized yarns and fibers, even finishes as well, like FR fabrics are there, ballistic fabrics are there, high visibility clothing also can be manufactured. There are different type of gloves, industrial gloves can be manufactured with meta-aramide, para-aramide, then even other type of stainless steel gloves and so on, that can be manufactured with the different kind of products. Sportex, only we have talked on that. Like here also, different type of finishes are very important, like breathable fabrics, antimicrobial fabrics, quick dry. This kind of finishes are important to manufacture the Sportex fabrics. Yeah, pack tech, we can say there are different technologies involved into the pack tech, like non-one is also there, lino bags also we can manufacture on the with the lino fabrics. This like FIBC fabrics can be manufactured with the lino technology and so on. With different technologies are also there. So these are the some of the technologies we can use, and we can enter into the pack tech technology as well. Tech segment as well. These are the mobile tech, we can say, where different type of fabrics are there, and these are specialized filaments and yarns can be used for this kind of, even different kind of finishes are used for the car upholstery, for the composites, and even tire cord, even the airbag manufacturing. And non-one also gaining importance, as a lot of products are based on the non-one fabrics. So as we see, the non-one consumption has increased in cloth and dresses. Even we can say a lot of products we can manufacture out of the non-one in the car manufacturing. Even the filters and bags can be done with the non-ones. These are the composites, we can say. This is also very technical area where this Sartex is one of them, where these composites can be used with in the sewer lines, in the windmills, and there are different type of technologies, we can say. There is a multi-axle technology is also there, where we can do the fabric with the multi-axle technology, we can say. There are few technologies we already talk about that. This is the warp knitted technology, with which we can have a around 6 meter width fabric, and which can be used for different applications. These are applications for geotextiles at the different levels, we can say. This is the warp knitted products which we can do on composites fabrics we can do for the non-one on the Kalmer technology. Yeah, these are the some of the applications we can see for the knit product, non-one product. We can say composites. This is the biaxial machine, where we can have this kind of product which we can use for the windmills, we can say. There are some of the products we can develop in the intelligent and smart textile segment as well. But these are, I think, the very technical and requirements. There we require like very customized yarns and fibers, with which we can have a different kind of product, I can say. Where these products include, we can say, for we can use this type of fabrics for the sensor seating, lighting, like the shielding, wound dressing. Silver fabrics can also be used for the wound dressing and all, because of its antimicrobial properties and so on. So these are the, I think, some of the examples. We can go through that. I will share my presentation, and then you can go through it. So I think we have covered most of the points. If we have any questions, we can go through that.
Thank you, sir. Candidate, if you have any query, any question regarding this, so one by one you can ask.
Sir, I have one query.
Yes.
Thank you so
Please.
much. A lot of things have been covered as an innovative fabric, yarns, and fibers. A vast coverage is there in your discussion. This side Sapna from NIIFT Mohali, sir. Actually, in one of the slide, you talk about the high performance fibers and high fashion fibers. So, can you a little bit elaborate on what type of fibers that you are considering here in under high fashion fibers as comparison to high performance fiber?
Okay, let me go to that slide. I think we are talking about this slide, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if we see the characteristic of this fabric, characteristic of these three categories of performance fibers. So these are very different characteristic and features. If you want the name of these fibers, especially, I will provide you this. What includes in high performance fiber? How which are the fibers including the high function fibers and which are the fibers for the high fashion. So I will give you the note on that. So we have the list of that. So I will provide you that list.
Okay, sir. Especially I'm looking for this because rest of the two is perfectly fine. High performance is perfectly fine. High functional is perfectly fine. But high fashion fibers, I am not getting this. What kind of fibers, what type of fibers are categorized under this? If you can give me the idea about this, maybe right now or maybe later on also you can share the idea.
Yeah, definitely. If you can see that, yes, yeah, I will just give my thought on that. Like, see, if in characteristic we have mentioned these are the fashion fibers. So we have to have the appearance of this fiber, even the hand feel of also that fiber and luster also. With that, we have to have some technical parameters in also included into that fibers. We can say. So as already I mentioned, one of the fiber is that one fiber already kina fiber is there. So this kind of natural fibers are also there, which are having this, which are these are the fashion fibers we can say. But in that we can have some technical characteristic as well. So this is the combination we can say of the first and second. We can say we can have a not exactly, but we can have a combination of both 1 + 2 = 3. I think I will give you the more information on this. Just give your details to Harpreet. I will share the details.
Sir, I think Killet, Triactor, these fiber come in a category of high fashion fiber, maybe.
Pardon, what you said?
Killet, Triactor fibers, which are basically
Mm-hmm.
used for sportswear.
Mm-hmm.
These fibers are having properties of silk-like luster and और ये फैब्रिक को स्मूथ भी बना देते हैं सर अगर हम ये फैब्रिक के अंदर इनकॉर्पोरेट करते हैं मे बी आई एम
Uh,
गोइंग एट माय पॉइंट
I think so. I think we can consider the activewear fabrics or functional fabrics in that category, like second category, high function fibers. So their functionality is very important factor. Like breathable should be there. They should be quick drag property should be there. Like this biodegradable concept is also there. So these kind of products fall into these activewears and technical fabrics we can say. However, these fashion fibers we can have a different category we can say, which will be used for the fashion related things, but having some technical properties as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Hello. Am I
Any
audible?
other?
Yes,
Yes, yes, Roshni, you are audible.
sir, I'm Thamdam Roshni, a basic scholar, sir. I have a question. What is the why polyester is mainly used for the blended with natural fiber? Uh, this question is about biopet. So, what are the compatibilities between polyester and other natural fiber? Why not nylon and other synthetic fiber? Why we use mainly polyester?
Uh, Sorry, I did not understand your question. Can you repeat it again, please?
My question is about biopet chips that you have discussed in your slide.
Uh-huh. Bio PET, correct?
Yes, yes, sir. So
Okay, okay.
why polyester is mainly used for the blended with natural fiber, other like cotton. So why not nylon and other synthetic fiber? What are the compatibilities between polyester and natural fiber? Why use polyester?
Yeah, I can say if I understood correctly, you are asking me this bio PET, correct? And why we will blend this bio PET fibers with the cotton? Is the question? And why not with the other like nylon and other fibers? Is the
No,
question?
sir. So my question is why polyester is mostly blended with cotton and other natural fiber.
No, as per the
Why
request.
not nylon with other natural fibers?
Okay, so why polyester is blended with the cotton and why not the nylon is blended with the polyester? That is the question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so both the synthetic fibers is having different characteristics, and it may not have the synchronized to each other, and that is the one reason we can say, because both the fibers are having the technical parameters and characteristics are different. So that is the one of the reason it is not blended with each other. I can say.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question, participants? Hello? Hello? No question? Sir, I'm audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, sir, there are so many messages in the chat box. Very nice session, very informative session. They are saying thank you to all of you. So give me a chance to say formally thank you to you, sir. Thank you, sir. We are indeed grateful to you for having spared so much time out of your busy schedule. The lecture has enhanced our knowledge. Thank you once again. Looking forward to learn from you in future. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for this kind information.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir. Thank you very much for informative session.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Participants,
Thank you, sir.
we
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
there are lots of
Thank
thanks.
you very much. Thank you, sir.
one announcement for the participant. We will rejoin sharp 2 o'clock for the exclusive session by Mr. Harpreet. At 2:30. Sorry, it's a 2:30.
Ma'am,
We
you are
will
not
sharp join
audible.
at 2:30.
Can you
Hello?
can you mention the time of a chat box so that we can understand?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, ma'am.